Hey guys, it's Alpal here. We've got Turbo Surveil for you here. Um, I recorded it the same day as Mono Red, but we're going to put it out the next day so that I'm getting some more videos out on my channel and such. So, um, yeah, we played an interesting game. This guy had, or this person, I'll say, I don't want to, I don't want to assume, but this person had a 180 color or 180 card deck that was 5 colors, and it was crazy. And I don't know. I lost the game. I made some bad decisions in this one. It's towards the end of my session, and usually, I start to get a little should I do something else? Do I want to keep playing? That kind of mentality. That's not a good mentality to go into when you're trying to do this stuff. But I thought it would be interesting to post this video anyway. Um, I watched it like 3 times, and every time I seen my misplays, I just got a little bit more salty. So I just gotta watch myself make good decisions. But whatever. It was still a good game, so I hope you check it out. Well, I mean, if you're watching this, you are gonna check it out. So we'll see you in the game. Oh, wait, actually, I do want to just clarify that this is the same video as the Mono Red, and so the audio wasn't there, except for the game audio. So I muted that, and I just put in a little video of me kind of walking you through what my thought process was, because I could see that pretty clearly. You'll probably hear me talk about my misplay for a good 5 minutes. It was like a 13-minute game, but yeah. So I hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you in there. So this is the hand that I kept. It was a bad hand in the first place, but I thought I could make it work. I really thought that I was playing against a normal deck, and I was not. And not that it's a good deck. I think that any other hand would have been great. And even if I had mulliganed, this game would have been completely different. But I had none of my Surveil payoffs, and it was just a bad decision. I was just thinking my curve's filled out, I'm gonna be fine here, and that's not the case at all. You'll see though, this is a long game. If it were any other thing, any other hand, this game would have been a lot quicker. Anyway, so we surveilled the Notion Rain. We're thinking we'll dig into our payoffs soon, so we just won't worry about a lot of this. That was the problem. Draw the Notion Rain. We're like, okay, we're starting to get somewhere. We're gonna thought erasure them, and we take their Gore Claw. We take their Gore Claw because if they had played that, the game would have ended sooner. There's just no way I could have gotten around a Gore Claw. Like, the only removal I had during the game was a cast down. I didn't see my Vraska's Contempts. I didn't see anything that would have dealt with any of the creatures I came across. So I surveilled that away. It's just not. It's not what I need at the moment, So I was in a little bit of a situation. And then play the guy. Or search for Azcanta. That was the second choice, I think, but I think picking the Gore Claw was the best considering my circumstances. We're still trying to draw into our stuff. And this was the biggest misplay of the game. We tossed that Doom Whisperer, and we should not have. We were hoping to get a payoff, like a Dimir Spybug, a Thoughtbound Phantasm, and that guy would have done it. He would have put a clock on the table. We would have definitely gotten somewhere. We would have been able to effectively block that Bantu. There were just so many things we could have done with that Thought Whisperer, and we threw it away because we wanted a 1 or 2 drop, And looking at my hand now, I had the lands to play it, and that's unfortunate. And I don't see another one for the rest of the game. We get rid of that. It's not where I want to be. We draw an Unexplained Disappearance. That's fine. That's not a big deal. We're still digging because we want to get to our payoffs rather than the top of our curve for whatever reason. I'm sorry. This is like the 3rd time I've watched this, and this is the 3rd time I've seen me make that same misplay, and it's frustrating. What do we get next? Oh yeah, we get this Fate Seal thing. It's not a Fate Seal, but it's It's a nerfed Fate Seal. They just get to see the top card. Pretty sure it's a cast down. It's a cast down. They're gonna pass. They can't swing into us yet. There's the cast down. We're gonna see like the biggest waste of a Bantu in a second. Like the biggest waste I've ever seen. And look, I'm sitting at 5 mana. Oh man, that guy would have been so good. That Doom Whisperer would have just closed this game out. They would have had to deal with it, and they didn't have a lick of removal in this deck. Not this far yet, you know. Now they Bantu. They sacrifice 1 permanent. Just doesn't make sense to me. So where our Dispersal comes in handy. It's a pretty good card for tight situations like this. But at the end of the day, it just wasn't saving us. And like just thinking about the amount of I don't know. I probably could have done Discovery instead, and had maybe found something earlier, because we still have a lot of Surveil in our hand. But we didn't. We bounced their Bantu. They keep the Bantu. And now you're going to see like the waste of a Bantu. There are so many different ways they could have done with this specific setup, and it just seems like they squanched on it. They squanched it. What else can you say, you know? And honestly, like, with that Bantu, they could have been sacrificing that search. I mean, the search ends up paying off. It helps them win the game later, but, like, at this point, you just want to gain some card advantage off of Bantu, and they're just not taking advantage of that. Not that I'm trying to coach them or anything, but it's like, come on, guys. Where is it? Where is this? Where, I mean, like, even the 2/3 flyer, like, we bounce Bantu, so we can Surveil. We decide to keep that, and I think we use it on something else that is not as good. We finally cast down that creature. We're trying to stay above 10 life. Not that, you know, we had a ways to go, but that Bantu puts in work. And, like, we haven't seen any of our synergies because we had a Crippling Chill in our hand this whole time. Didn't want to cast it. Mostly because we like to get its effect for free, but then there's the Ugin. And now this is where things get questionable about the use of that Bantu. Like, if they had spent a couple of turns plussing Ugin and then dropped Bantu, they would have had, like, almost, like, you know, at least double the card advantage they would have gotten off of Bantu. But it just didn't happen. And I don't know why, you know? And then, of course, like, me trying to figure out what their strategy is, I'm thinking, like, I just need to get their creatures off the board for whatever reason, forgetting about the Bantu, and then I just pop that Spirit. We do get a Notion Rain, which is going to help us out, you know, a little bit. And it's been raining here for like 3 days. It's driving me nuts. And then you're like, oh, finally, a little bit of synergy payoff. We get the Thoughtbound Phantasm. We get 2, actually. What a surprise there. We basically gain back the life from that Notion Rain. And then we're going back to town here. Except we're not going to town. They still have a Bantu in their hand. And it's tearing us apart, you know? I haven't hovered over their deck yet, but they have quite, I think it's 166, and that's not counting everything that's in their hand or anywhere else. So yeah, here, this is the third time they've cast that Bantu and didn't get any value out of it, and it's just making me wonder, like, why wouldn't you take a couple of turns? Like you obviously have the advantage right now. Plus that Ugin a couple of times, and then play the Bantu, sack the tokens, and get a ton of value out of it. We're just not seeing it though. We're seeing a lot of weird things going on here. It's like a 180 card deck, 5 colors. It's almost like they want to throw every one of their rares into a deck and just go to town. I've been there before, but that's outrage. The Ugin. Like they could have even been, they probably couldn't have applied pressure, but they should have been. They should be attacking with those spirits nonetheless. Like they get value out of them dying. Now here's where I thought like maybe I could turn the corner a little bit, get that Bantu out of play for a couple of turns, and then, But then I can't remember what he does or what they do, but somehow that Bantu gets a power boost. Maybe it has it already. You get it from the arc bow. Oh, I can't look at it. I'm trying to look at it as if I'm there, but Bantu is a 5/6 at first, and then all of a sudden he's a 5/7. Oh, he's got a counter on there. I don't know where the counter came from, but I can't look at him. Doesn't matter, but like this is where I started to feel like the struggle, Where did that counter? I must have missed something. Either way, he got a counter, and then I was in trouble. And then there's the Gideon. Gideon's so good. I'm glad they gave him a good card before they iced him, but the Dazzling Lights. That's too bad. Surveil doesn't let us draw a card. We put the cast down on top because now we have a viable target. We have 4 actually, so it's not as bad, but we don't want to give them the advantage from that. How big is Bantu? I haven't done a lot with War of the Spark yet for me to understand what's going on here. So we saved the cast down. We should have thrown that top-bound Phantasm away, to be honest. I don't know what was under it, because after this turn we're done, but... And that Ugin. He's not a bad card. I know a lot of people were a little bit disappointed that he didn't quite, like, live up to the OG, but, like, they can't be printing crazy colorless cards like that anymore. Tron just runs away with it. But this Ugin's pretty good. He never once used the minus ability to give him a free open shot, but I'm not gonna judge him. Yeah. To give like indestructible or that's how I know I'm in trouble, Do I block a spirit? I don't think so. Yeah, so this kids, ladies and gentlemen, whoever's watching this, put a little bit more thought into your mulliganing. Try not to misplay as hard as I did, because I keep thinking about that Doom Whisperer, and I'm just like, that would have been a clock. That's a 4-turn clock. And that's not counting anything else that I got off of it. I could have paid a lot of life by now. I would have dug through this deck so fast. Kill wood. Oh, excuse my yawn. I think I trade with something. Or no, I don't have to trade. This one's big enough to kill. Yeah, then we're in problem territory. This is basically my last turn. I draw the Phantasm and then you know I don't want to do the math on how many cards they have, but it has to be like 180. I can't believe this game has taken like 13 minutes. Ugh. I do concede in this one because there's just absolutely no way I could come out from under this. Yeah, and I could tell they were just trying to play all the cool stuff anyway, so I was like, I'm not gonna sit here for another 5 minutes and lose. So that's what I do is I quit. And you know, I said the honorable thing was just to stay in it and let them finish, but let's talk about a crazy game, right? I did have to concede. There's just no way to get out from under it, and they were going for overkill, so I was like, you know what? I get it, you won with your crazy deck, let's get out of here. But 166 cards at the point that I checked, it's crazy. They had to be running like 180 cards in there. 5 color, probably like a few of every planeswalker. We've seen 3 from just the one set, so. Whew! Oh, excuse me. Sorry, I just did like 13 minutes of me just talking about a game, and then I did the intro, and now I'm doing the outro, and I'm just like almost winded. This is the most I've talked in a while. But yeah, so that was the game. It was interesting. I hope you guys enjoy it. Go ahead and give me a like, subscribe, comment if you're into that kind of thing. Let me know what you thought about that huge Doom Whisperer misplay, because I'm not too happy about it. But anyway, so if you haven't checked out the mono red deck from yesterday, go ahead and do that. That was a good one. I actually had some fun that time. I'm hoping that I can get enough wild cards and stuff from the next few days to maybe build a different deck. I would just kind of want to have some fun, you know. I don't want to play a tier deck and then something else. I've been playing a little bit of too much of both, so we're gonna try and get through that. There's some lists I want to try out, so draft comes out in a day or two, hopefully. I have enough coins to do that. Hopefully, I have enough coins. If hopefully, what am I trying to say here? Hopefully, I win enough in the draft to, you know, play a couple of drafts, and if that's the case, I'll have some more videos. I'll have a new headset by the end of the week. That's kind of a big deal for me. I get to actually start doing some PlayStation playthroughs. We're going to do Fallout 4 survival mode. We're going to do just like the entire thing. I'll try to cut out the loading screens because at least the first one's pretty brutal. The rest after that aren't too bad. But we're going to do that. I'm going to check out some Overwatch soon because I really want to put some of that stuff up. I do actually have an Overwatch video from a while back. It was a really crazy game. It was about half an hour long and competitive. I'll see if I can't upload that. I think I can find that one. Then again, I mentioned in the mono red that I am doing some. I'm gonna start doing some EDH deck techs. I'm gonna start writing my scripts for those here in the next couple of days, so that I am, you know, just ready to rock and roll with that. I've got to figure out how I want to format it. It's going to be a fun experience for me, and hopefully it's something you guys like as well. Yeah, I'm glad I'm getting back into the swing of things. I felt kind of bad that I took a couple of weeks off and wasn't really doing anything. I had to kind of get acclimated to my new job, so. And we're going to see how that goes. But there are other options that I could get myself into. And so, yeah. Other than that, though, I think that's all I got, to be honest. Keep an eye out for those deck techs. I'll put a link in the description to my Facebook. I will be posting updates about that, about when you can see it. That one's going to take a little bit more time because I have to write the script, I have to record. I'm going to record it in sections. I got to do some backdrop stuff, and then, just a little bit more advanced video editing than I'm used to. So we're going to try and, get around that. We're going to figure our way out. But I have a good idea of how I'm going to go about that. So check out the Facebook page for updates about that stuff. And other than that, we'll see you guys next time. You guys have a good one. Be kind, spread the love, and we'll see you later.